Right, let's start today's session. In the last two sessions, we were discuss just the introduction part of .NET. So this is the third session of .NET. We will discuss in this session C#.NET introduction, and after that, we will enter into programming part. Okay, so C#.NET introduction I'll give within 10 minutes. I'll discuss C#.NET introduction. After that, we'll go through programming part. How to create an application, we'll discuss now. So here you can see C#.NET. So what is C#.NET? You know that very well. C#.NET is a programming language. C#.NET is a programming language which is used to write logic code for application development. C#.NET is a programming language which is used to write logic code for application development. Next, C#.NET is high-level programming language. High-level and object-oriented programming language. C#.NET is high-level and object-oriented programming language. Next, C#.NET is a case-sensitive programming language. C#.NET is a case-sensitive programming language. Means what the variable, how the way you define variable classes, methods, and all, same way how to access. Different way it's not possible. So it's a case-sensitive programming language. Next, C#.NET is most powerful programming language. Why? Because C#.NET equals to C++ plus Java plus additional features. Additional features we have in C#.NET. Once we go through C#.NET, so we will cover C++ features and Java features and additional features also. That means it's most powerful programming language. C#.NET is enough to become a good programmer in real time. And next, in C#.NET, what kind of applications we can develop, sir? So as I said that previous session, we discussed already different types of applications we can develop. That is console application, Windows Forms application, web application, gaming applications, and MVC applications, mobile applications using .NET. But first we'll start in C#.NET initially. So console application will start. It is our basic application in entire the C#.NET syllabus. 50 to 60% of the syllabus I'll cover in console application, and remaining part of the C#.NET syllabus will cover with Windows Forms application. So here console application is a basic application. Everybody must and should know about this application. Why? Because our complete object-oriented features will cover in console application only. So what is console application here? As I told you that console application is a standalone. Console application is a standalone or desktop application, we can say that. Standalone or desktop application. Next, console application will provide CUI facilities. CUI facilities. Why CUI facilities? It's command user interface or character user interface, we can say that. Console application will provide CUI facilities. That means command user interface or character user interface. Console application is a standalone or desktop application, we can say. And next, using console application, we can develop product-based applications. It's completely command prompt application. So these console application programs are just like command prompt programs like C++, whatever basic programs we have seen. Same kind of applications. This is console application. Console application programs are just like C++ programs. Console application programs are just like C++ programs only. where we will execute the command prompt. Same here also, you'll able to see this command prompt only, completely execution part and all. So character user interface means in this console application, as a programmer, we can able to give input as a character, and we will get output also in the form of characters only. We are going to deal everything input and output with character only. That's what it is, CUI facilities. So we have other applications also in .NET, like Windows Forms application, ASP.NET web applications that will provide GUI applications, completely graphical user interface applications are there. Okay. So as of now, we'll talk. We are discussing about console application. This is the basic applications in C#.NET. We are going to start with basic programs in this application only now. Next, in console application, in console application, what is console? Console is a class. Console is a class which is used to work with. Console is a class which is used to work with input and output string. Input and output string, which is used to work with in input and output string. In console application, what is console means? It's a class. Why console? It is used to work with input and output stream. Means for that application, if you want to give any input, then we have to use console class. If you want to get any output, also we have to use console class. Next, another important thing is console class is present in system namespace. System namespace. Namespace means what? It's a header file. Like C++ programmers will use header files, no? Like before going to write coding, and they'll import some header files. Same here also in console application, we have to import the header file like system namespace. In that, according to .NET, we can call it as namespace. But when we create console application here, no need to import any namespace. Directly, the built-in namespaces will available. I'll tell you now. Today, I'll create console application. How to create, I'll tell you. So console class is present in system namespace here. Console class is present in system namespace. So without including system namespace, you can't work with console basic programs. I'll tell you clearly in the programmatic representation. If I'm not importing any console class, what happen? You can see this. So console class is present in system namespace. Next, console class is having methods. Yes, what methods are there? I'll tell you. Console class is having methods. What are the basic methods are there? I'll explain. Using these methods only, we are going to give input and output also. First method is write method. Write method. Next method is write line method. Write line method. Next method is read method. Read method. Next, read line method. Read line method. Read line method. These are the methods are associated with console class. See, write and write line methods are what? Output purpose. Means if you want to display some output, then you can use write and write line. But what is write and write line method difference is what? If we use write method, then we can able to display statements onto the screen within the same line only. Suppose if at all you want to display the statements onto the screen line by line, okay, we can use write line method we can use. So write line is nothing but next line only. Even inside the write, you can also use /n. These both are same now. Either you can use write of /n, it is same, or else you can go for write line method. Anyone is okay. So this is the output statements only. In C language, how we use printf, that is here also in C#.NET console.write, console.write line are the output statements only. But what is read and read line method? Yes, read and read line methods are input statements. Input statements means what? If at all you want to give any input to the application, so while executing the code, when we enter some values as input, then we can use read and read line method. But there is a difference between read and read line method. I'll tell you clearly what is difference between read and read line method. So read method is used to read user inputs. And same time, read line method also is used to read user inputs. What is the difference? I'll tell you. Read and read line methods are used to user inputs. Whatever I'm giving as a user, my input, that should be read. For that, we use read and read line. But here, read method will read single character. Read method will read single character, single character, or next character. Read method will read single character or next character. For example, here you can see I'm trying to ask to the user, enter, enter, enter your name. Enter your name, I'm asking. So I'm giving my input is name called MOHAN. As soon as when we give this name, whenever I give this input, so when we try to read by using read method, what read method will do? Read method will read single character or next character I said. So first it will read M, then after read O, then after read H, then after read A, then after read N, like this. One by one characters only it will read. That too, read method will not read character directly M or O or H. So you know that every character is having some ASCII value internal. So read method will read that ASCII value. So that's the reason read method, return type is what's a integer. You have to say that integer. Why read method return type is integer? Because whenever we enter inputs, read method will read single character or next character, but read method will not read directly character, it will read that character ASCII value. ASCII value is nothing but always a number, that is an integer form. So that's the reason read method will read ASCII value of the character. That's what we can say read method return type is integer. But for example, I'm not using read method. If I'm using read line method will read group of characters. So as soon as when we enter MOHN, all together it will read. But group of characters is what format? String format. So read line method will read line method will read group of characters. Group of characters. So read line method will read group of character, that is string format only. So that's what here return type of return type of return type of read line method is string. Return type of read line method is what's up? String only, you have to say that. So read line method return type is what's up? String completely here. So return type of read method is what? Integer only. Return type of read method integer. Why? Because a read method will read only single character, that too it will read ASCII value of that particular character. Always ASCII value of the character is integer format only. But readline method will read group of characters. That means group of character means all together at once it will read MOHN 5 characters. That's a string format. So that's what return type of readline method is, string only. So this is the basic introduction of console application in C#.NET. Now we will discuss how to create console application here. So we will enter into programming part. As I said that clearly, to prepare any type of application or to work with any type of application using C#.NET or ASP.NET web application, you must and should install the software called Visual Studio software. So once again, I'm trying to show you how to get Visual Studio software. Now you can see this, all of you. You just go to simply Google, and after that you can type there download Visual Studio 2019 software. Here 2019 software I'm using here, Visual Studio 2019. So Visual Studio download option is there. Download Visual Studio 2019 for Windows and Mac and all. So once if we click on that link, you'll be able to see the three options here: community version, professional version, enterprise version. Community version is free of cost here. It's going to be available free download. It is powerful IDE integrated development environment, free for students and open source contributors. But professional enterprise is free trial version only. Hardly you can able to use 1 month only. After that you have to purchase from Microsoft. But better to go for this one free download and install it. Okay. But if you don't know how to install all those things, so I strongly recommend to follow this steps to install. So at the time of installation, they will ask you to create Microsoft account, but I strongly recommend to create Microsoft account also. Why? Because whenever you want to update that Microsoft account through, we can have to update it. That is free of cost. Now you can see steps to install Visual Studio 29. You can go to YouTube and type it. Either you can follow this link or this link. Then clearly they will show you clearly how to install this, all those things here. Okay, so while creating Microsoft account, you have to install clearly installation steps also there. You can follow this if you don't know how to install it, but easily to install. Actually, that's not a big deal. Once I install this Visual Studio 2019 software, how to open Visual Studio 2019 software? So go to search and type VIS, then you can able to see this Visual Studio 2019 like this one, and you can click on this. You will be able to see this first outlook of Visual Studio 2019, this one only. And here, right hand side, you can see this. Left hand side, whatever you are observing, recently what applications I created, that application names actually here, console application, web applications, Windows Forms, many applications for many other batches I opened. So that's what it's showing recently. But here we are going to create a new project for you. To create a new project, what we need to do? So I'm just creating a new project here. Just click on new project. Once we click on new project, it will ask you to select some options here. What language you are going to select, means what language through you are going to develop the application, on what platform you are going to develop, and which kind of applications you are going to develop. That I'm telling here. Give me 1 second. Arvind, give me 1 second. Now, so you can see this here. You can see here, we have to choose the right options here. You are going to develop the application C#.NET using only. So you have to select the C#.NET programming language here. So this is C#.NET. And on which platform you are going to develop the application, you have to select this. Okay. But I'm having that Windows operating system. You have to select Windows. And which type of application you are going to develop, that you have to also select it. So I'm going to develop console application, basic application. So now I'm selecting console application. Now you can see this. We are having two options here. So console app.NET Core is there, and with .NET Core is nothing but a project for creating a command line application that can run on .NET Core on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. That makes sense. Platform independent it is. Anywhere we can able to develop. But in my computer, we have a only Windows operating system is there. That's what I'm selecting is exclusively .NET Framework only. So console application with the .NET Framework, which will be run exclusively on Windows operating system. You have to select this template. After that, you have to click on next option. Once we click on next option, you can see this. You'll be able to see that project name is console application 1. Okay. And if you want, you can change the name of the application also clearly. But here the location is clearly, this is C colon user, some subfolders are there, but this is not right location. To avoid confusion, better to go for other location. I'm going to click on this ellipse button, and you can see this. I want to store that in my G drive. So I'm going to create a folder called, now you can see already I have a folder. Let me delete that. Okay. So .NET 7 p.m. I'm selecting 7 p.m. .NET at 7 p.m. Already we have a folder previously I created, but let me delete this better. I'm going to create once again. Now, so I'm going to create a new folder here. Let's go for new folder. .NET at 7 p.m. Okay, this is my folder. From now onwards, I can choose this folder only, select this target folder. So console application 1 is your project name. That's always available .NET at 7 p.m. And now you can see which framework you are using, latest framework only, .NET Framework 4.7.2. Now after that, you can click on create option. Once we create, so you will be able to see this console application creation here. This is the way to create the console application. Now you can see this is the basic structure of console application program. I want to tell you basic things. Here you can see this all are these are namespaces, or we can say header files. These are all predefined namespaces like using system.collections.generic, using system.link language integrated query, using system.text, using system.trading.task. This is called all predefined libraries, base class libraries, what we discussed in the previous sessions like introduction part. These are the base class libraries, we can say that. These are also called as namespaces, but these are all predefined namespaces. But what about user-defined namespace? Here, user-defined namespace. Just now, as a programmer, I created my application name called console app1. This is user-defined namespace, we can say that. And a namespace or library is nothing but collection of classes. By default, one class is there that is called program. And in this class, we have an entry point called static void main. M always should be capital. And the string square bracket args is a command line argument. Yes, it is a command line argument. Including string square bracket args is optional, not required. By default, it will take every input in the form of string only. That's what it is. String square bracket args is their command line argument it is. From here onwards, you have to write programming part here. Okay. But before going to write the code, you can see this right hand side, there are some dockable windows are available. These are the important windows. First, foremost important, we should give to Solution Explorer. As soon as when we click on Solution Explorer, you can see your project name is console app1. Under your project, so we have a program called class name called program.cs. CS is nothing but C# extension, because we have chosen a C# language for developing the code. That's what it is showing CS. If we choose, if we choose, if we choose, if we choose any other language like VB.NET or any other language, then we can go for v.vb.js like J sharp, J sharp. Different extension will be there. But right now we are working with C# .NET only. It's showing that .cs only here. So this is Solution Explorer. It is very important. In this console application, what we can say, many programs we can create like this only. This is main project name, and once we choose a project name, in that project you can add as many as files if you want. Okay, more classes you can able to add it, no problem at all. Now from here onwards, I need to write the code here. How to write the code? You can see this. Just I am going to write basic program. So to write basic program or to display something to the user in the console window or output window, so I need to use console is a class. But as soon as when I type console in my program, now you can see some IntelliSense is coming here. So this is IntelliSense. From that you can type directly enter. You can able to capture it. Now write and write line is there here. Write line. These two are the methods actually. Which method you want, you can take it, no problem. And I want to say hello world or something. Okay, so let's close this one by ending semicolon. Again, one more statements I want to write console.write, console.write, hello world. Now you can see welcome to Durga soft I'm taking. This is my next line. After finishing this statements, console is a class. It's a predefined class. Always which is present in which namespace? I said system namespace. But look at the changes. Once we write the code console dot something write method, the system is activated now. System library is activated. It's a namespace is activated. So why? Because the relevant thing, system related thing is available in my program like console. So if I'm commenting this, now you can see comment section is this is only 2 slashes you have to use, and shortcut way also there, you can able to comment it. Once I comment it, now you can see system is not visible now. So it is not in active mode. Once I take this console class, now it is in active mode only. Now it is an active mode. So how to run this to execute this program? First we need to compile, or we need to directly compile and execute both at a time. We can do that. So how to compile the program? You can see, let's go to build menu. Once you click on build menu, then you can see build console app 1 is there. So this is build means compilation. If any errors are there, then compilation errors it will show. If no errors are there, then it will show you clearly in the bottom corner left hand side build started. If there is no errors, build succeeded, it's coming. Now build succeeded, yes, it is build succeeded. Once build succeeded, what will happen? Then you have to execute this, run this. But how do we execute this? By clicking on start option here. There is a green color arrow mark is there, or else you can press F5 key from your keyboard. Shortcut key to run this is F5, F5. Then you can press start option. Now you can see we are able to execute this code, but output is coming in the command prompt. It is coming and it is going. Immediately it is coming and it is going. So that's what we are not making stay back output screen. What is the reason means here to stay back output screen constantly, then we have to add some extra statement like console.read statement you have to use. Once I use console.read statement, then after that, when we execute this, you can see you will able to see this output window clearly. We are going to stay back the screen. But look at this. Even in my program, I have written 2 lines of code like console.write hello world 1 line and console.write welcome to Durga in other line. But still it is showing in the output only same line only. As I said that console.write statements, write method is used to display statements onto the screen within the same line only. But if you want to display next line, then you can see line I'm taking write line method L capital. Now once I execute this, we are able to see this line by line. Hello world is 1 line and welcome to Durga Soft is another line. So write line statement is used to display statements onto the screen line by line, and write method is used to display statement onto the screen within the same line only. But now you can see we are in the output window right now. It is command prompt. If you want to exit from this output window, what we need to do? So either you can press close button, okay, or we can press enter button. Anyone. Enter means from your keyboard you have to press enter it. So I'll exit here. Why? Because this is the read method is there. That's what we can able to close the window, or you can press the enter button. But there is another thing is there. There is a read key method is there. You can see read key is there. Read key speciality is what when we want to exit from this output window, you can press any key from your keyboard. No need to enter every time. Just press any key from keyboard, any character or number or special character or something. You will exit from the output. I'm just pressing any key. So J I press, that's what it is exit now. So it is exited here. So this is the read key speciality. Read and read keys. This is just I'm pressing enter any key. So that is going to be exit from the output window. So read or read key we can use to stay back to our screen here. Okay. So this is console basic program which I'm taking. But now you can see I want to comment this line using system. I want to make this comment. How do we comment in this Visual Studio? Place the cursor or select this entire the line in which line you want to comment. Place the cursor or select it, and after that you can see this is the commented out selected line is there. Okay, in the menu options. Once we click on this, it is automatically commented out. But once it is commented, then what is the reaction in the program? We can see this console is showing underlined red squiggling. That means the error is showing this is. But if you forcefully run this after showing the error red line also, if you forcefully run this now, we can see it will show you there were build errors. Build errors means what? Compilation errors. It will ask you, would you like to continue the run last successful build? Yes means then you will get last successful output along with errors. But no means only you will get errors. Errors available in the error list, bottom corner of the window, automatically error list is populated. The name console does not exist in the current context. How many errors are there? 3 errors are there. So 3 errors. Why? Because 3 times console, console, console we have written. So respected namespace is not there here. So as I said that console class is present in which namespace? System namespace. If we remove that system namespace, console class will not work out. That's the reason you can see I'm including now. Now console class will work out, no matter it is. So clearly says that console class is present in system namespace only. If we remove the console system namespace, it will not work. But let it be comment again. Even if you don't have as a header section using system namespace, even though you can able to do this, every line you can also include system dot system dot. It will work fine, no problem at all. Every line I'm including system dot something like this only here. Now you can see when we execute this, it will work fine now. But this is not good practice to include every line, Why? Because every time if you write 50 lines and 50 times you have to write system dot something like that only. But that's not good idea. So better to include as a header section, namespace only you can include. That will be better practice here. So this is console program like this we have seen. So console is a class. Writer is a method. Okay, here class name is program. By default, one class it will come. It will add once we create a new console application here. But sir, next I want to write another program. But is that required to create a new console application, or else can we add one more class to this existing application only? Yes. So application or project means it's a collection of classes. Right now, by default, one class came like program.cs. As I said that you can create any number of classes. You can create any number of classes in one application. Suppose in my case, I want to create a new class, means I want to write one more program in my application. How do we write one more program means how to add class. There are few ways are there. Any ways we can add it your class, no problem. I'm trying to show you how to add the class here, different ways. First way I'm showing, you just go to Solution Explorer, but you may get doubt sometimes. Some people will not able to see this Solution Explorer in the right hand side. They'll search for that Solution Explorer, but unfortunately they won't get any Solution Explorer here. But you need not to worry, you can easily collect it from view options. Once you once you can go to view option and click on Solution Explorer, automatically Solution Explorer will come to here and right hand side. Okay, now go to Solution Explorer, right click on your project name, like console app 1 is my project name. Right click over there and go to add. Once you go to add, it will show you clearly new item or else class template is there. Anyone you can go through it. New item or else class. I'm just selecting new item here. Once you click on new item, there is a class template is there because you are trying to add new class. Select this class, and after that you can see the class name is class1.cs. But if at all you want to change the name of the class here, you can change it and make sure that .cs is compulsory. Okay, click on add it. Once you click on add it, class will be add. What class will be add? Class1.cs will be add. I'm just showing other way. That's what I'm canceling. Other simple way is there to add the class. So how to do this? Project menu, add class. Project menu, add class. Click on add class now, and the same time here class template is there and class1.cs. Now this is also one way to add the class. I'm adding one more class here. Now class1.cs is there like this. But look at here, for the first time when we create console application, uh, we got the entry point by default, static void main string args like this. But whenever we add extra class to this existing console application, there is no entry point is there. There is no entry point. Entry point is not available. But how do we add entry point here? Yes, by your own, you have to add entry point like static space, void space, M capital main method. You have to add it like this only, entry point. Okay, or else here string square bracket args is optional. I'm saying no, so you need not include every time. But or else there is a shortcut key for adding main method. What is the shortcut key for adding main method? Now you can see type svm, S for static, V for void, M for main, and after that you just double time press tab key from your keyboard. Double time press tab key 1 2, automatically main method is going to be created. So once again I'm telling shorthand way of creating main method. svm double time tab key from your keyboard, automatically main method is coming here. So in previous example, what I shown how to display the string values like hello world, welcome to Durga's after something. For some change, in this example, I want to show you how to print a numbers like integer numbers, int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20. This thing, all 10 is a value, 20 is a value, a is a variable, b is a variable. What type of variable it is? Integer type of variable. Okay. Now, I want to print these two variable values in my console window, output window. So console dot write line. So I'm taking here value of a is plus a. Plus a is nothing but concatenation. The concatenation meaning is what? Adding a variable value to this statement. Plus is nothing but concatenation. Again, I'm showing here console dot write line method. Now here you can see value of b is plus what I'm taking b. So this is finally to stay back to our screen, console dot what read, we have to use this. This is second program which I'm writing. But now you can see already we executed one program called, yeah, tell me, Mr. Vijay Yadav, what do you want? So already we executed this one program here clearly. You can see this program.cs we executed. But I want to execute class 1 now. But even you can see whenever we execute directly, click on start. So what will happen? You can see you'll get error. So there is an error is there here. So there were build errors. Again, would you like to continue and run the last successful build? No means it will give error. What error you can see clearly? Program has more than one entry point defined. The error is very, very clear. Program has than one entry point defined. Entry point of the program means it's a starting like main method. So it is showing that in this application there are two main methods are there. So runtime is getting confusion which main method onwards we should execute. Okay, why? Because here class 1.cs is having one main method entry point. At the same time, program.cs also is having one more main method entry point. But it will get ambiguity situation, means confusion state from which main method onward should execute. To avoid this situation, as a programmer, when we have multiple programs in your same application, which program or which class you want to execute, that you have to say. How to say? By changing startup object. How do we change startup object? Means, yes, there are some steps are there you need to follow every time for changing startup object. Startup object means from which program onwards you want to start, that we can do this. So go to Solution Explorer, double click on properties, and you can see this here. Startup object is there in the drop down list. You can expand it. But in this startup object list, in your project, how many classes are there? That many classes will be shown. Which class you want to run, you can select it properly and make sure that compulsory how to save it by clicking on save. Otherwise, changes will not be effect. So once you click on save it, now what will happen? Now click on start run and your recent application is going to run. Recent program is going to run. Value of A is 10, value of B is 20 like this. So this is the way to change startup object. Once again, I'm showing, go to Solution Explorer, double click on properties, and you will be able to see this startup object option. Drop down list you can expand, and there is a class 1 or program, anyone you can select which program you want to run and click on save it and run it. Your next program is executing right now. Okay, this is the way to execute the programs in console application clearly here. But you can see this in this program, we have two integer numbers are there, but two are integer type only, so no need to print, no need to define in two separate lines. Even one line also you can define like this: int a equals to 10 or b equals to 20. And here two statements are there here, two values are there. That's what two console.write lines I have used. But why don't we display these two variable values like a value and b value within the same one output statement like console.write line? Yes, let it be common now. So I want to display in one line only. How to display in one line two variables values or three variable values? You can see this values of a and b are values of a and b are now plus a plus colon, now comma plus b plus colon, like this you have to use. So look at here, double code plus plus a, this is one value purpose I'm taking. Two sides double quotes you have to take, two sides plus symbol you have to take, a variable value. Again second value comma and double code plus plus b. But what about this last double code is going to related to this starting double code only. Okay, so this is the way to display two variable values in the same line only. So values of a and b are 10, 20, it's coming clearly here, 10 comma 20. Okay, this is one option. And we have another option also. You can see this other option is what here, console.write line. Here I'm taking values of a and b are values of a and b are. Now you can see there is an index format is there, 0 and again 1, again 1. Then here I'm giving comma a comma b like this only. So this is also, it is possible to print multiple values. If you have one more value like c value, then you can take another index like 0, 1, 2 and a, b, c like this. You can see this. So all possible ways I'm saying that here, these are the possible ways to display values onto the screen as an output here. Values of A and B are 10 and 20, like this only it is there. Okay, so this is basic programs which I talk in console application. So still we need to discuss a lot of things here. Okay, so integer values, how to access, how to print the values at in this program side, but runtime also you can accept it. But look at here, in these two programs only, just I have given inside the program only the values, either it is string values or integer values. But how do we accept values at runtime, sir? Means at the program execution time I should ask please enter something, and as soon as when we enter something, then I need to store that into separate variable. So first I would like to show you how to accept values at runtime, that is string value. But to accept the string value at runtime, I need to add one more class in my application. Right now we have two classes, class1.cs and program.cs. How to add one more class? Now right click on console app one, go to add, click on add new item or class. So I'm adding one more class by selecting class template, class to here. So second class is there here. And you know how to add main method, svm, double time, you can tap key. So here I'm asking in the first case, like console.writeLine, enter your name. Just I'm asking input from the user side. So here enter your name. So user will enter the name. Okay, user will enter the name. But as soon as when we enter the name, let me show you first. Try to read that directly. Console.read, stay back to screen. Now I want to execute this class 2 program. But when we execute this one, what will happen? Previous program is executing. But you know that how to change the startup object. I want to change startup object from class 2 onwards. I want to start my program execution. So let's go for changing startup object. Double click on properties again, and you can expand this drop down list. Here we are adding class 2 also. From class 2 I want to execute class 2, and click on save it and run it. Now it will start the executing from class 2. So it will ask you enter name. So I'm entering that name here. Here I'm inputting. I'm giving input. So that means this input has to read. For reading the user inputs, what methods are there in console application? Read line methods are there or not? Yes. Read method is used to read user inputs. Read line method is used to read user inputs. Both methods. Any method you can use. But now you can see I'm trying to read this my input. Okay. As soon as when we press enter, nothing will be there because we have not stored that reading value in any variable. So here I want to tell you clearly how to read the user input and store in variable separately. So first I'm taking string. String is data type s equals to. So whatever user is giving input that I want to read. So that's what I'm using readline method clearly. Console.readline. Console.readline means what? Console.readline means string s is there. We are going to read the data. We are going to read the data, and after reading that, I want to store that into s variable. Now after that, you can see console.writeLine. So here I'm giving just your name is. I'm going to add that variable value to this statement plus s. S is our name only. Whatever we enter the name, that's going to store in s variable only. Finally, I'm going to give output to the user. Your name is so and so. What is that? Yes only. Let's run this one. As soon as when we give my input, so where it will be entered at running time, I'm entering. As soon as when we enter this, when we press enter button, then this Mohan will go and store in s variable. Then your name is so and so Mohan is coming like this only. So this is way to accept values at runtime. But here one thing I want to tell you, sir, whether the value is going to stored in s variable or not, how do I know as a programmer? As for knowing that internally whether the value is going to store in variable or not, to know that, so you should keep the breakpoint here. How to keep the breakpoint? In the 14th line, you just come to here, click with mouse, red circle will be there. This is the breakpoint option. Again, if you want to remove the breakpoint, you can click with again, so it will remove that. Why you should keep the breakpoint here? I want to know that whether my input is going to store in s variable or not. So once we keep the breakpoint here, and after that directly you can execute this program. Once we execute this program, wherever you keep the breakpoint, so it will highlight it here clearly. Once we place mouse pointer on s variable, what it is showing right now? Null. Null means still we are not providing any input. So that's what nothing is there in s variable. So if you want to continue the program for next line onwards execution, then I recommend to enter the function key plus F11 from your keyboard. Function key plus F11. So I'm going to press function key plus F11. It will ask enter next line. It will ask the name. So I'm giving at running time the name. Press enter that. Once we enter this clearly, so look at here, the name and name will go and stored in S variable. Now you can see S is having got Mohan. Here also you can place the mouse pointer. S is holding Mohan. Again, if you want to move to next line, press F11 again. Again, press F11. Now it will bring you to output window. Your name is so and so Mohan. It's correct. So this is the way to check whether your input is going to store in certain variable or not. So this program is showing what exactly how to accept input value at runtime, but what value you are going to give input string value. But how to accept integer value is also important. But integer values means suppose you are asking enter two numbers. So if you enter first number is 10 and second number is 10. But even though if you enter first number 10 and second number 10 that are integers, but by default at runtime, whatever the values you are entering that are by default string format only. So string format means if you want to convert from string to integer, you should use conversion method. So implicit conversion is not possible. Means automatically internally the program cannot convert values from string to integer. So explicit conversion is required. For that conversion purpose, we need to use conversion method, converting from one data type to another data type like string to integer. Okay. So how to convert that, I'll tell you in next session, that is in tomorrow. But for that purpose, conversion method is there. Convert to dot to int and int dot parse them. Some typecasting mechanism we have to use. How do we do the typecasting? We'll discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay. So that's all about today. So do you have any questions? Now you can ask me. In the chat box, you can type your question. I'll try to clarify your doubts and all. Okay. Any question, you can ask me now. Any question? Mr. Naveen Kumar, just now you joined. Okay. So we completed today's session. No problem. I recorded this video. I'll send to you. No problem at all. Class 1. Here, this is the class 1.
Hello.
Tell me, Mr. Chirayusha.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I'm Vijay.
Tell me.
Hello.
Tell me.
Sir, in syllabus in ASP.NET, Web API has not included in the syllabus. Web API,
No,
Web API.
we will not cover web API. So only
Yes, sir.
complete ASP.NET will cover.
Yes, sir.
ASP.NET web applications I'll cover.
Mhm.
You are asking ASP.NET Core Web API, so I'm not going to cover that. So only ASP.NET Web Applications I'll cover with the .NET Framework.
And MVC architecture is not included in the
No,
syllabus.
MVC you have to take separate course. That is not come into this basic package. In this basic package, we are going to teach you complete C#.NET, complete ASP.NET, complete SQL Server, with complete ADO.NET. So if at all you want to go for MVC, then after completion of learning ASP.NET, you should take separate course for MVC. That is not included here.
Okay. Sir, I want sir complete MVC architecture and
That's what
Web API.
now we can't go for MVC architecture without completing ASP.NET. How we can go for MVC? After
Okay.
ASP.NET completing only you have to go for MVC. But if you want to go for ASP.NET completion, then first you have to learn C#.NET. Without C# we can't go for ASP. That is interlink is there.
Okay.
C# after ASP after then MVC you have to think. First you have to learn these things. Directly can't go for MVC. Waste of time.
Okay, sir.
Any questions? Yeah, Mr. Naveen, you came late today, so no problem. I covered all this in videos. I'll send the video recording also, no problem. So far, whatever sessions I covered, that's all videos are available with me. So once Once you your registration process complete, then I'll send to all videos only, no problem at all, along with materials. Mr. Sharan Kumar, tell me what you want.
Yes, I just wanted to know the actual cost of the course.
This cost of the course I can't disclose in the session, so can you please contact to Durgasoft people, then they'll disclose that, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yes, see you tomorrow on same link, same time. We'll continue.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, will you conduct any mock interviews?
At the end of the sessions.
Okay, great. Thank you.